Facebookers, LinkedIners, Twitterers, YouTubers. Good morning. How are you? I want to talk to you about how to attract customers today. Did you? Have you? Will you attract customers right now today? That's my question for you. Morning to you. What is up? What's up in your world today? What is happening? What is going down? Attract. Customers, buyers, clients, today. Will you do it? Have you done it? Are you doing it? Do you know how to do it? Do you not know how to do it? Well, if you're not doing it, you don't know how to do it, you ain't done it yet, then go to resellertoolkit.com/10 days, 10 days. We'll be starting next week, but you get instant access to 10 bonuses, and you can learn right now how to do it. You can do it every day. But because you're on this live stream, having a little trouble with my asthma, I apologize. I took a new medication this morning, and it, yeah, it's not exactly doing the job. All right, so there are two things that you have to be able to do in this business to be able to succeed, to prosper, to make a lot of money, to freaking make it rain money like there ain't any tomorrow, or variations thereof. It doesn't always rain money. Sometimes it trickles, sometimes it rains, sometimes it pours. But you got to be able to do two things. Number one, you got to be able to get interest. Number one, you got to be able to get interest. Number two, you got to be able to make sales. Now, if you want to know how to do this, let me show you over here. Right here, I've got a new blog post. If you can create interest and turn it into sales, the world is your oyster. So it's my new blog post this morning. If you can create interest and turn it into sales, the world is your oyster. So go over here and you can read the new blog post. All right. So good morning to you. How are you? What is up in your world? All right. So let's just break it down real fast, folks. Number one is you got to be able to create interest. How do you create interest? You talk in terms of the other person's interest. That's how you create interest. The one thing that you know for certain that people are interested in is themselves. And I'll just show you a little thing. If you want to test it out for yourself, you're talking to somebody and you go, I'm just curious, which hand do you write with? They'll go, my right hand. Let me see. You look at it, you hold it, you look at it, get a puzzled look on your face. That's interesting. And then you just let go of their hand. They'll go, what? Well, and you look at their hand again. Well, see, your headline here connects with your heart. That means you make your decisions by your heart. That's interesting. Your lifeline's kind of interesting. And your fate line, that's interesting. You let their hand down and go, my fate line. Yeah, that's your destiny. Well, what about my destiny? Well, it's interesting. Well, what about it's interesting? You see, they are interested in themselves. That's how you get interest. Talk in terms of the other person's interest. If you can do this, you have 50% of the equation of making the world your oyster. The other 50% is knowing how to get people to buy. You got to know how to get people to buy. How do you get people to buy? So number one, you got to be able to get interest. I just showed you how to get interest. If you just joined us on the live stream, go watch the first part and you'll know how to get people interested. Number two is you got to be able to make sales. You got to be able to get people to buy. If you can attract interest, get people interested, and number two, get them to buy, then the world's your freaking oyster. You can make it rain money anytime you want, right? Four-figure launches and better, right? Whatever. It really just depends how good you get at creating interest and getting people to buy, right? All right, so how do you get people to buy? Well, Zig Ziglar said it this way, is on one hand, you have their stack of money. On the other hand, you have your stack of value and people are weighing. If your stack of value, is light and their money they're paying is heavy, they ain't buying. If your stack of value is much heavier than the money they're paying, then they're buying because the value greatly exceeds the amount of money they're paying. That's the way Zig Ziglar explained it. Another way, last night in my Freedom Launches class, it was a huge breakthrough when I explained to people that the first person I heard it explain this way is probably Travis Sago and then Frank Kern. It's a great explanation. I would explain it differently. I'm not going to explain the analogy I use because I don't want people. I only explain it to paying clients, but you got a point A and a point B. Point A is where people are at today. Point B is where they want to be, right? And in between the point A and the point B is you got to get them from point A over here to point B, right? That's what you're doing when you're selling. Is you're like, you're over here at point A, you don't know how to get to point B. I know how to get you to point B. Do you want to get to point B or do you not? Right? I mean, that's essentially what you're doing when you're selling, right? And there's a formula for videos. There's a formula for sales letters and so forth to do that. Number one, you sell them on the concept. Number two, you show how there's obstacles to implementing the concept. Number three, you explain the steps in the solution. And then number four, you make your offer. And if you can do that formula right there, you can sell people and you can make money and you attract interest and you use that formula and you can get sales and boom, it's raining freaking money. You have the money you want. You have 5-figure launches and maybe more, right? 4-figure launches, 5-figure launches. I've done both. I've done a lot of both. I've done a lot of 4-figure. I've done a lot of 5-figure. I've done a few 3-figures. Sometimes you have a launch that does 3 figures. On rare occasion, you'll have a 2-figure launch. And if life really is sucking that week or that day, you do a 1-figure launch. It happens. It can happen. How are you? Let me see who's on this morning. Let me put your comments up here. We got a couple comments from you all. Let's see here what we got. Let me go here, look and see who we got on over here in the group. If you're not in the group, come join us in the group, facebook.com/group/Marlon Sanders. All right, let's see here who we got in the group today. Roger says more in person. This requires listening and probing skills, online good offers, and a good list. No, not exactly, Roger. We'll go back to that. On with you live today. Attract interest, get people to buy. 2 foundations and sales. Yeah. No. Yeah. Attracting interest is talking in terms of the other interests and making the sales as a formula, right? And if you understand how to attract interest and how to make sales, the world's your oyster. They're both formulaic. But there's a lot of skill that go with them. And know-how, right? Like you can do it if you understand how to attract a little bit of interest and how to make a sell. You can still make really good money. If you're really great at selling and you can get a little bit of interest, you can still make good money because you can sell something at high margin, right? If you know how to attract a lot of interest, but you're not really great at making sales with high margin, you can still make good money because you're getting so many people interested. You can get a lot of people interested and you can make high margin sales. You can make a lot of money. You can get a lot of people interested and you make really freaking high margin sales and you have that formula down pat. You can make a crap load of money. But it all comes down to where are you strongest at and where are you weakest at? Are you strongest at getting interest or are you strongest at making sales and high margin sales, right? But you got to be good at both, right? That's the whole secret of this thing is you got to be good at getting the interest and you got to be good at getting sales. Now, traditionally, we said you have to get people on the phone in order to make high ticket, higher margin sales. You don't actually have to if you've warmed up the audience and you're selling to a warm audience. And that's what one of the things I'm talking about in Freedom Launches. I think it's in 2 more weeks. We're going to talk about how do you make sales with the bigger ticket sales, higher margin sales without actually having to talk people onto the phone, right? But you got to warm them up. They have to be preconditioned by your marketing, which is by your interest creation. See, they have to be preconditioned by that. But so these 2 things are like they go together. You got to have both. You got to have the interest and you got to be able to make the sales, right? Get people to buy. And you got to know where are you strongest and where are you weakest. So you work on wherever you're the weakest, and then you accelerate and push the pedal down on wherever you're the strongest. Now, in the old days, you know, the original form is interest, desire, action. But if you think about it, desire and action are just getting people to buy, make, and the sell. They're the same thing. So all you're really at attention, part of interest is just getting their attention. I mean, you can break it down into attention, interest if you want. You ain't going to get people's interest unless you get their attention. So to me, if you really just want to simplify that formula, it's get interest and make the sell. Get interest and get people to buy. Where are you strongest at? Where are you weakest at? You got to know, right? They're both formulaic. How you get people interested, how you get them to buy, they're both just formulas, right? And it can take a lot of practice sometimes, but it's know-how and it's knowledge. And once you like getting people to buy, once you understand they're at point A, they want to be over here at point B. There's obstacles in between, and you're going to help them get from point A and point B over these obstacles. You're once you understand this and you understand the steps involved in doing that, you're going to be better at making sales. And then you can get better and better at it with practice and just and the skill of it, right? And the same thing with interest, right? Russell Brunson describes interest as just putting hooks out there. I'll show you an example from, by the way, if you haven't, I got an article on this over on my blog, marlonsnews.com. You can pop over to my blog and you can read the article and I talk about this more. But let me just show you something over on my Instagram. Let's see here if I can get over to where my things are here. All right. So these are my posts. And like, so let's see here. I can see my stats on my posts. Like, let's view this one. So this one got 43. That's actually not bad. Let's see. One of these did, let's see, which one was it? 22. So that one didn't do well. All right. We'll go. Oh, this one. All right. So this one did 94 people reached. That one seemed to do better. And so I boosted it today for like $7 or something, right? We'll see how that does when I boost it. Now this one here, I don't think did I boost this one? Let me view the insights on it. Let me get back here. I think this one. Maybe one of these did. Was it this one? No, that one did awful. 9 views. Okay, one of these did good. Let's see here. That one had 30. That's just okay. I had a couple more here that did good. I just got to, was it this? No, that 20. Again, that one's not good. Somewhere around here, okay, now this one did pretty good. I know this one did pretty good. This one did, so this one did 121 people reach. So what I did is I boosted this one, right, today for like $20. I spent $20 on this one because I felt it's a really targeted, it's really targeted. And it's just sending them over to my blog, right? And then it's sending them to my Facebook group. But yeah, I went ahead and boosted that one. This one, let's see how this one did here. So what you're doing is you're testing hooks. So that one did 50. Now, one of them up here, I don't know which one it is. I didn't boost it, but it had 221 somewhere. It had one of these had 221 views, and I haven't boosted it, and I need to boost. I could have swore it was this one, but it's not. One of these had 221 vienes. And so whenever I freaking find it again, it's not this one. No, that just had 20 views. Whenever I freaking find whichever one it was, oh, is it this one here? So that one was liked by 71 people. Is that it? Wow. 72. You know what? Now this one had 47 here. I think these are reels. I think these are short reels. Let me see here. Yeah, like 47 people. I actually like this one. 72. Let's see what else I've got here. Some of these did. So far, 72 is the best that I'm seeing here. Let's see here. See if I see any that are better, right? 32, 9. Let me get back to the one. That one only got 2, 9. That one got 20. So 72, 47 was pretty darn good. This one, '71 people liked it. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and boost this one right here. Do I have a boost? Usually I click it and it's got a thing where you can boost it. Huh. All right, these I guess because this one's maybe this one's a reel, and so maybe I can't boost it. Okay, well if I could boost it, I would, right? Maybe I could run an ad to it. So anyway, that's what you do though. You see, okay, for whatever the heck I said on this one, it got a lot of interest and people loved it. This one, I think it's because it had a nice headline up here and a nice picture. It was part of it. Let's see how this one did. Monetize. All you're doing at 43. That's not bad. I mean, I would boost this. I like this one. This one was about Jimmy Talks a Lot. I boost this one on my Facebook page. Yeah, that one wasn't bad. It did really great on my Facebook. So anyway, you're just looking at what people are interested in. And then, sometimes I'll put just a little bit of money behind that. Your main thing is organic. But if you have something that does really well in your organic, then you can boost it, right? So that's part of your interest. Now, once you get the interest, you got to be able to get them to buy, right? You got to be able to get them to buy. And getting people to buy is a formula. Right now, there's a lot of different formulas for doing it. I have the ones that I teach that work well, that work well for me. If you want to know how to do all of this stuff, though, and do more of it, let me just show you. We'll be starting this up next week, and it's resellertoolkit.com/10 days. And what we're doing is it's how to launch in 10 days. We're covering the interest. We're covering how to get people to buy. You get right now 10 bonuses with this when you go ahead and buy. And it's going to be 10 days of live streams. I'll be doing them every day, probably at 8 Eastern Standard Time, shortly after I do my live stream to my group. And you get a bunch of trainings in the members area, bonuses and trainings that walk you through this. And then I'm going to be walking you through it live and helping you if you're stuck on anything. And actually, my timer just expired. So the price has to increase on this. I increase the price about every 4 hours. So if you buy now, you're going to get it cheaper than if you wait, right? So I'll actually increase the price here while we're talking. So if you want to know how to do this, resellertoolkit.com/10 days. But I've already explained like the big picture of it, which is, let's see here, 20. No, that's 6 hours. Let's do 18. We can do 18 here, right? There we go. That's about right. And then we have to increase the price. So all I do is I just go over here to like Warrior Plus. And we go over here to my offers. I haven't any sales today. That sucks. So we'll go over here to my offers, and then I'll just increase the price here in a second, right? So anyway, that's it, guys. You got to be able to get interest. You got to be able to get desire and close the sales. And if you want to join us on the 10-day launch in 10 days, I'm going to help you launch in 10 days. I think it's going to be good. All right, that's it for the live stream today. Let me check and see if I got any more comments up here. Any more comments in the group? Hold on, guys. All right. Where's my groupies? Where's my groupies today? Hold on here. They're up here somewhere. All right. Here's my groupies. Beautiful. Great. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and close this out. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.